If you guys enjoyed the intro or enjoy what you see here, go follow SM_battle_stories on Instagram or get some work done yourself. What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another My Damn Toys video. Today, we're going to be doing a fantasy booking video, and as you guys know, last night on Monday Night Raw, very unfortunate situation, very sad situation right now. Roman Reigns, the big dog, he had to come out on Monday Night Raw to start the show, and he had to relinquish the Universal Championship. You know, he's been battling with leukemia for 11 years, he says, and that, you know, that he has, he's been fighting it off forever. It's been gone for a long time, but it did come back, and he is going to have to step away, and he left the Universal Championship. He has to relinquish it, and very, very sad situation. You know, I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, but at a time like this, you know, all of that stuff goes out of the window. This is no, you know, joke at all, and this is very serious, and I am praying for Roman Reigns. I'm praying for Joe Anoa'i, and I believe that he is going to be back better than ever, and I strongly agree with that. I put my faith on that, and I'm a religious man. I don't know how many of you are, but I'm very big on my relationship with God, and I know that he will be healed in Jesus' name, and I know that he will be A-okay. He just has to go take care of some things, and this is a very serious situation, and I hate it, and it sucks, but today we're going to be doing a Universal Championship fantasy booking, and we're going to get in here, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts on what I think, because, you know, the show is going to go on with or without Roman Reigns, but I pray that he is going to come back better than ever, and he's going to come back strong, and he's going to come out there, and he's going to one day reclaim that championship, and he actually has something to do with this fantasy booking idea going forward, so we'll get into that at the end of the video. But Roman Reigns does have to relinquish the championship, and we are praying for a speedy recovery on his behalf. But the Universal Championship is vacated right now, and there's a lot of things that could go into this, guys. There's actually, you know, there's going to be a few blessings that come out of this, and I think that we got to look at the positive side of things when bad situations like this come across, and, you know, we're going to stomp the devil out. So, what happened last night on Monday Night Raw? As you guys know, not only did Roman Reigns have to step away with the Universal Championship, but we had a Raw Tag Team Championship match with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler taking on the Shield. The Shield, or earlier in the night, Braun Strowman would end up getting attacked by Drew McIntyre, so that sort of created a ruckus. We all knew that after that moment that Braun Strowman was going to get involved in this main event. You know, it was you know, inevitable. It was going to happen. So in the main event, you know, they're having a great match. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, very emotional night, you know, with their brother Roman Reigns. And, you know, they're battling with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. Great little matchup right there for what it was. And Braun Strowman comes out. He chases Drew McIntyre off. You know, they're fighting in the crowd. Drew McIntyre would be, you know, run off backstage. Dolph Ziggler all alone in the middle of the ring. You already knew what was going to happen. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler lose the Raw Tag Team Championship. So now they have lost the Raw Tag titles. You know, we saw this coming. It was pretty inevitable. We knew that Braun Strowman was going to get involved. We knew that they would eventually lose the championship. So Seth Rollins is now a double champion, Intercontinental and Raw Tag Team champion. So Seth Rollins has 2 championships now. And Dean Ambrose does get, you know, the other half of the Raw Tag Team Championships. That's how tag team titles work. After the matchup, both men are celebrating in the middle of the ring, you know, very emotional, as I said, with Roman Reigns. And out of nowhere, Dean Ambrose just starts assaulting Seth Rollins. He hits him with the dirty deeds. He literally turns into a lunatic, just starts cursing at him and just like yelling in his face, beating him down, hits a dirty deeds, goes to the outside, flips up the concrete, removes, you know, the safe barrier around the ring, hits him with the dirty deeds on the concrete. He throws the Raw Tag titles to Seth Rollins, and he turns heel. They did it, and I think this is a beautiful move by WWE. I know, you know, that a lot of people are going to say it's distasteful, they didn't like it, but you got to have an open mind. Like, they have been, you know, teasing a heel turn, and they completely ruined the heel turn with, you know, mentioning it all the time and making it seem like he was going to do it. And then with the Roman Reigns situation, before or when the night started, they said, you know, they pretty much made it known that, you know, this is a brotherhood. There's no way that anything could tear these guys apart. And Dean Ambrose totally flipped that, threw it in your face. And, you know, WWE could have went about this in typical WWE fashion. They could have just made you forget that Dean Ambrose ever mentioned, you know, the Universal Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the heel turn, you know, little secrets that he was throwing shade at. So, I think that it was a great move by WWE to turn Dean Ambrose heel on Seth Rollins. Now you got to think we have two vacant championships. The Universal Championship and the Raw Tag titles are both vacant because these guys obviously aren't going to be champions anymore. They're going to be feuding. So now that we have a torn apart Shield, all three members torn apart here, Roman Reigns, stepping away to take care of his business. We got a heel Dean Ambrose turning his back on his Shield brother in this time of need. Babyface super over Seth Rollins. There is an empty Universal Championship at the top of the card. Now with this, they already have a matchup booked. I thought they were going to get creative and do something cool, but right now the matchup is Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Universal Championship at Crown Jewel. How awful is that matchup? Like, is anybody looking forward to that? Before the Roman Reigns situation, I wasn't even looking forward to this match because I just think that, we've seen it 162 million times. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman go head-to-head anymore. I don't want to see these two Goliaths go at it. So for me, it's sort of a trash match. Both of these guys will go head-to-head at Crown Jewel. Neither man wins this thing. I don't want either man to win. Maybe it's just a car crash of a match, and at the end of it, it leads to a double countout. Nobody wins the Universal Championship. This match does not conclude, and the Universal Championship does not get won. So out on Monday Night Raw, they have to make an announcement. There's two ways this thing could go. We could either have an 8-man tournament, having Brock Lesnar in there, Braun Strowman, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Elias, Finn Balor. We could even get these guys in here. We got Finn Balor over here. Another blessing in disguise. Since the top spot of Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw is gone, it's going to make everybody else, want to work that much harder to get that top spot. They're going to want to improve and, impress Vince McMahon in this time. So, we even had a babyface Elias that could get in here, and, we even have Bobby Lashley. So, right here, we do have 9 men, I think, but you could take 8 of them. You don't have to include Brock Lesnar. I think he could go away, honestly. I don't really want him in there. Or Bobby Lashley. He doesn't really have to be in there. But the roster right now, guys, is really thinned out, and I think that the only way to go about crowning a Universal Champion is that we need to have an 8-man tournament. That's one way they could go, and they could, fill it out, and the ending, the finals, could either be Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre, either one. Braun Strowman obviously turned face last week, so now that he is a babyface again, it's sort of ruined a lot of his momentum for winning the Universal Championship like he should have earlier in the year. But, the tournament would be the way to go. You could have Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. You could have Dean Ambrose win, building up more sympathy for Seth Rollins and everything that's happened with him. Or, scenario number 2, you could have a Elimination Chamber. We could book an Elimination Chamber for Survivor Series. Survivor Series used to have the first ever, I believe, was at Survivor Series 2002. And I think that would be a beautiful way to crown a new Universal Champion. You could load this thing up. Finn Balor, Braun Strowman. I don't think I would see Brock Lesnar in there, but, you could put him in there. You could have Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler. I think these 6 right here would be the best. These 2, and these 2. These 3 could, go off, but it still would be an entertaining chamber match. So you could either do that way, Dean Ambrose could win, Braun Strowman could win that way. You could have Drew McIntyre get his comeuppance in there. But I think the best way would be definitely just, whatever they do with it, I just don't want to see Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar get crowned Universal Champion. I just don't like that matchup. They could even put the championship on Brock Lesnar, guys. Like, it's a legit possibility because, do they trust Braun Strowman? Could Braun Strowman be the guy? Do they want him at the top? They felt safe with Roman Reigns. He's the guy. He's the guy they've been wanting at the top for so long. Brock Lesnar is the longest reigning champion ever, so he could easily take that Universal Championship, but hopefully that's not what happens, guys. I honestly don't want Braun Strowman or Brock Lesnar champion anymore. I used to want Braun Strowman as champion, but they completely ruined that, turning him heel or whatever and lining him with the Dogs of War, which is a terrible tag team name. But that is my thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you think that an Elimination Chamber at Survivor Series would be better, or do you like the 8-man tournament thing? Because also, you could just give the winner of the World Cup tournament a Universal Championship opportunity. But I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in WWE right now. Crown Jewel just sounds awful. The Monday Night Raw roster is depleted with Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn out. There's a lot of room at the top for guys to break out. Finn Balor has been severely suppressed over the past year and a half or longer, ever since 2016, honestly. So, I mean, this is there's going to be some good things that come out of this Roman Reigns situation, and again, I'm praying for Joe Anoa'i, and I'm praying for his family, and I know that, again, he is going to come back better than ever, and I can't wait to see the big dog come back, whether it's at number 30 in the Royal Rumble. You know, he goes out, he gets some treatment, he comes back, and he can win the Rumble. I mean, I don't care. I think it would be a huge pop. It would be a cool moment, and that would be how he gets inserted into the Universal Championship match at WrestleMania 35, main eventing Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, Royal Rumble winner and leukemia ass-kicking, coming in there to WrestleMania 35 versus a very babyface Seth and a very lunatic heel Dean Ambrose. That's a beautiful main event for WrestleMania 35, guys, and I think I would buy a ticket to New York. My first ever trip to New York would be to witness that matchup right there. So that's what I predict would be the main event. I think that it sets itself up beautifully, and prayers go out to Roman Reigns. He's going to come back like a boss, and I can't wait for that, and I can't wait to see where they go with this Universal Championship picture. Again, guys, empty spots at the top. Monday Night Raw could be entertaining for the next few weeks, considering all things that have happened here lately. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more epic WWE figure videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MYDAMNTOYS, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.